All right, welcome back to MS Sense. This is Icifer. His actual name is Ice, but that's my nickname for him. I'm D. If you are new to my channel, thank you for watching. And if you aren't new, welcome back. I'm wearing the same shirt, recording 2 videos in a day. I don't know which one I'm gonna put out for first, so you might see this one first, or you might see the other one, but it doesn't matter. Felt really good and inspired, so I decided to do 2 videos in one day. So this video is story time. So shout out to Brit G. She reminded me that I forgot to tell what happened to my pinky toe, or my fifth toe, which is the proper name for it, but we all call it the pinky toe. And so I was like, after I watched the video, I was like, dang, I did not go back and tell what happened. And I said that I would go back, and I'm referring to, I think it was the second video when I explained how I was getting what led to my diagnosis. So a family friend was spending time with me, and she saw how dedicated I was to my workouts and things, and she was getting inspired, and she's like, I want to get back into the gym. And I told her, yeah, I'm a member of Planet Fitness. This is not a sponsorship, but hey, Planet Fitness, I'll let you girl. You want to ching ching bling bling, whatever you want to call it, but it's not a sponsorship to them. Just saying I am a member, a black card member to be exact. And with that, you can bring one guest with you every time you come to the gym. So I was like, hey, anytime you want to come to the gym with me, come on. You don't have to do my workouts, you just have access to the gym. And she was, because that was one of her comments, she was like, nah, I don't want to do your workouts, you'll probably kill me. And I'm like, no, I could barely work out how I'm working out now. At the time I was on a waiver, and I was very mindful, because like I said, everything in the military is perception, and Fort Walton is a very small community. God forbid somebody saw me in the gym getting it in, and I'm on this waiver, that could have been my took us. So I was like, I did want to keep going to the gym, just in case they ended up coming back and my diagnosis was nothing, and then I get off this waiver and I'm still required and expected to do well on my PT test. So I was like, I have to do something. So I was making sure I was going to the gym a couple times a week, just to stay active, and so that I wasn't getting stiff and things like that, in case, like I said, my diagnosis came back that there was nothing wrong with me. So I invited the family friend. Her name's Suzette. Shout out to Suzette if you're watching. Hey. So I had her come to the gym, but this particular day I really didn't feel up to it. I did not have the motivation. I was really tired, but I was like, I started thinking about something me and my husband say to each other, the days that you don't want to go, those are the days that you should definitely go. Those are probably the days that you need to go the most. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. And also, I'm a little bit of a people pleaser, so I'd already told her that I was going, so that also was the motivating factor. Like, hey, she wants to go, I'm gonna make sure we go. So met her at the gym, so I'm working out. And if you're familiar with the setup of the Planet Fitness, they have the racks. So I bring the dumbbell over. I think it was like a 5 pound. Yeah, I think it was a 5-pounder. And because I wasn't lifting too heavy, I was just doing some curls, some alternating curls. And I set the dumbbell on one of the benches. I always do this, but this particular time, the dumbbell started to roll. I could see it rolling. Like, it was like the slow-mo in a movie. I could literally see it, but my brain is not processing that this dumbbell is about to roll and fall directly on my foot. Like, and it was crazy to me. If I could describe, it was like a slow-mo visual, but my brain was misfiring because it wasn't processing the fact that, hey, this is going to fall on your foot, you need to jump out the way or you need to move. I literally just stood there frozen, and I was just like, what the heck just happened? So the weight falls on my the actual weighted part, not the handle, fell on my pinky toe or the fifth toe. And I have a high tolerance for pain, so it wasn't like I was extra and just was like, cursing and things like that. It hurt like heck. It really hurt, but I didn't allow myself to, scream or yelp. It hurt really bad. And I didn't think it was fractured. I just thought like, it fell and, it's gonna hurt. So let me go home, soak my foot and so forth, or massage it and I'll be good. Nope, that was not the case. So, Suzette finishes her workout. I meet up with her and just tell her like, hey, I think I injured myself. I'm gonna go home. You're signed in so you can stay. And she was like, no, I did enough. We've been here for about 30 minutes. I think that's enough for me. I'm gonna go home. And I was like, okay, cool, wonderful. We're leaving at the same time. At this time, my foot is hurting. It doesn't hurt as bad as when it fell, but it is hurting. So I'm walking with a little bit of a limp, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what else? The thought, the no thought. Like, I'm like, what else could go wrong this time? My legs are killing me. My lower back is killing me. I'm going to physical therapy. Well, at this time I was no longer going to physical therapy because I was on the waiver and all that stuff. So I'm like, what else could go wrong? I was like, I don't need anything else bothering me or adding to my list of dysfunction. And so, like I said in the previous video, I had to go to PT because I think that happened on a Saturday. So our PT days, I can't even remember because it was so long ago now. I can't remember if our PT days was Monday or what, but I had a day in between, and then we went to PT. And that's when we were playing the ultimate football, and I tried to play because, like I said, there wasn't enough time for me to go. I think there was a holiday, that's what it was. It was like a 3-day weekend, and so that Tuesday is when we had PT, so there was no time for me to go to 6 call and get a note so that I could be dismissed from PT. So I had to show up because even when you're on the waiver, you still have to show up and either walk around the track or whatever. So I couldn't do any of that, and so I had my waiver, but I still was like, well, maybe I can participate in this particular, because it was a game. We're not professional football players. I'm not expecting to get hurt further, but boy was I wrong. So my toe is killing me at this point, and it's swollen, and I don't want to offend anybody, but the best way to describe what my toe looked like is, I'm in the medical profession, so I use medical terms, so forgive me. I do not want to offend anybody, but my 5th/pinky toe looked like a micro peen. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm sorry, like I said, I don't want to offend anybody, but it did. It looked like a micro peeny ween. That's how swollen it got. Just trying to paint that picture for you. Don't shoot the messenger. It hurt and it swelled up so bad. I thought that, there was fluid or what. So once again, I'm going to the doctor for something else. Like I said, everything in the military is about perception. So I'm like, I really don't want to go to the doctor because, I feel like all I'm doing these days is complaining. They're going to be thinking that I'm putting on a show. I'm racking and stacking, and that's not what I was doing. These were legitimate issues that I was having. So, once again, a blessing in disguise. Not only did it help me to get diagnosed with MS, but when I got hit in the ultimate football game, it also kind of eased my concerns about going to the doctor, because I had to go to the doctor because of the concussion. So while I was there, I also slipped in, hey, I think I might have fractured my toe. Can I get an x-ray on that as well? Yeah, so it kind of worked out in my favor. They did get me to radiology. They ended up seeing that it was like a hairline fracture, I think is what it's called. So it wasn't like my pinky toe was completely fractured. It was just a little small fracture, and they just wanted me to tape it. They were supposed to get me a boot. They never got me a boot, which was crazy, because I still had to put on my actual military boots, and if you know anything about trying to put they're already uncomfortable. So having an injured foot and walking around in boots was just crazy. I was in so much pain. You know, I was walking around like the Roach character from Men in Black. My co-workers and I would joke about that all the time. I would post the memes because I literally was, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, hopefully my sister can insert a clip. Because that's an important part of story time, so you can see, you know what I mean. But yeah, that I can laugh about it now, because you know, that period of time was something like, you know, in a movie or something you read about in a book. You know, things were just crazy, but everything happens for a reason. You know, it all led to, like I said, me, you know, eventually figuring out what was going on with me and what was wrong with me. And so the reason why I said in the previous video that that was an important part of my diagnosis, because at the time, you know, I didn't count that as a symptom of MS, but it actually, you know, was a cognitive symptom. You know, I was experiencing a cognitive delay. You know, I could see, like I said, the weight rolling off the bench, but my mind wasn't able to process it in enough time for me to move. So my reaction time was significantly delayed. You know, so those were the cognitive changes that were occurring at the time. But you know, I just, when you don't know something and when you're ignorant to something, you don't put two and two together. So it wasn't until after I received my diagnosis and I did some research about, you know, some of the symptoms, I was like, oh, it clicked. So you know, it wasn't too long of a story time, but that's my story about, you know, the pinky toe, the fifth toe fracture, an injury that also helped to get me figuring out what was going on with me and my MS. And that was Bella trying to jump up and once again being rude and yawning in the video. But yes, love my fur baby, so just wanted to give them a shout out too. But yeah, that was my story time. It's okay to laugh, so I hope you enjoyed the story. You know, I can laugh at my pain now, because that's where I'm at in my healing. So yeah, please continue to send me those questions. Like I said, shout out to Britt G. I really, you know, appreciated the email that I received. You know, and I appreciate the warm regards that you sent and well wishes and just the concern that you expressed. You know, definitely grateful. Thank you. Love you, sis. And like I said, keep them coming. You know, at first, initially, I didn't want to talk about this stuff because I was like, you know, I was somewhat ashamed. I was somewhat embarrassed. But now I'm just like, no, you know, this is my testimony. I can help somebody, you know, who's going through the same thing. You know, although there's a new me, you know, my new me still has purpose. You know, I had a purpose before, and now I continue to have purpose. And my purpose has always been to help people in some form or capacity. And now I'm using, you know, my diagnosis to help people in the YouTube capacity. And I'm also using it to help myself. So that's my story time. You know, I hope to do these some more. So like some mukbang is what they're called. I guess I'm not really too comfortable about eating on the camera, but you know, because I'm a foodie, so I guess that. So, you know, I might forget about what I'm talking about and just start, licking my fingers and enjoying the food. So that's an iffy. Maybe I might do one of those. Want to do more story times, more Q&As. Well, actually not more. I would like to do Q&As, but you have to send me questions. So hit me up at ms3cents@gmail.com. Also, I started an Instagram for the page. I gotta put some more pictures on there, but because of quarantine, COVID-19 quarantine, I haven't really done much to upload pictures so you can see what my life is like. What I'm doing to combat my multiple sclerosis, because I am MS strong. So yeah, I'm just doing a lot of things to inspire people. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like the video, like the previous videos. If you haven't seen them, go and watch them, then like them. Please subscribe. You see what I'm doing? I'm actually clicking the subscribe button. Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell, and you have to do that by clicking on the bell, just like you have to click on the subscribe button. And yeah, so you can know when I'm posting. And yeah, I plan to do more of these. And like I said, grateful to the viewers and grateful to the people who have already subscribed. Hope it keeps growing and going. And like I said, Planet Fitness, holla at your girl. I would really like that endorsement someday. But yeah, all jokes aside, once again, thank you. But yeah, this is your girl D, and this is my channel, and I hope it makes sense. Peace, one love.